Paul Jamal, and today I'd like to talk about monks. No, not these guys. Not that guy. Okay, here we go. Dungeons and Dragons, monks in particular, a 5th edition suboptimal monk. And what I mean by suboptimal is a monk that doesn't max out his dexterity and wisdom. Instead, we are going to max out his strength. He will have a decent wisdom and dex, but we are going to max out his strength. I was inspired to make this character the other day when I came across this guy, a big, strong brute of a monk. Kind of reminds me of Sagat from Street Fighter. And maybe best of all, he has a Kanabo, one of my favorite weapons. The problem with the Kanabo is it's not a regular Dungeons and Dragons weapon, so we need to find an equivalent. The obvious choice is the Great Club, but I don't really like the mere 9d8 of damage, so I'm looking at Maul also. Why a Maul? Well, the Kanabo is a big club, but it is covered in spiky metal studs, and sometimes it is made completely of iron. The problem with the monkeys in the Kanabo, as a Maul is a martial weapon, and monks are limited to short swords and simple weapons. Monks are allowed to flavor their weapons with an exotic version, but all they are farm tools used by peasants who are not allowed to have weapons. When you look at Shaolin monks, it becomes a bit ridiculous. As first, for an example, we have the monk spade, a big, heavy weapon. Plus there are broadswords, kwandaos, which are like halberds, crescent hook swords, 3-section staves, and on, with a variety of actual weapons, not peasant-class farm tools. Now, if I took the Weapon Master feat, I could gain a proficiency in the Maul and 3 other weapons, also boosting my strength by 1. I could argue that since I have the Weapon Master feat and learned these weapons at the temple, that they would be considered monk weapons. This would allow me to still use my bonus martial arts attacks while swinging the Kanabo. If the Dungeon Master wouldn't agree to that, then I would just use the Great Club and take the Savage Attacker feat. Okay, so this monk is a human, and that's why I'm taking a feat at first level. And when using the point buy system on page 13 of the player's handbook, I came up with the following stats after adding in the human racial bonus. We got a strength of 16, intelligence 10, wisdom 14, dex 12, constitution 12, charisma 10, so he still has somewhat decent dex and wisdom. If we take the Weapon Master feat, his strength will go up to 17. And if I was the DM, I would allow the Weapon Master feat weapons to be monk weapons. So we have our first level suboptimal monk, who as he progresses in levels will take the way of the open hand monastic tradition at 3rd level. I don't think I would take other feats when the choice comes to raise an ability score, other than maybe Savage Attacker or Grappling, even though Grappling in 5e is terrible, as is the rules for punching, but that's a whole other subject. So we have here a first level suboptimal monk who's a big guy with a big weapon and should be big fun to play. So that's it for today. I'm Paul Jamal. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, later.